Hi, my name is Gabe Edmonston and I'm a senior at Broughton High School. I'm here interviewing J.R. Richardson because he is the winner of the Wake County Hall of Fame, and I had the privilege of working with him when I was younger with A Christmas Carol made by Theater in the Park. Talk to us about how what you do nurtures the whole child.
Well, I think in the arts, the one thing that has to be considered all the time is students sometimes come to school just for the arts. Sometimes they come to school just for academics. Sometimes they come to school just for athletics. But every student in the school can take an arts class, and trying to give them the opportunity to be the best they can be in finding their niche in a school. It's like I've always said that not every young lady in school could be the head cheerleader, but every cheerleader could take an arts class. And from those arts classes, you learn to work together. And there have been tons of surveys through the years that have shown that students who take arts classes have the higher GPAs because of the things they do in an arts class of working together and working on a common goal and trying to solve problems and everything you do. Because every day when you're in any type of arts class, for instance a band class, you're doing math because you're having to count rhythms. You're doing somewhat of a PE because you're having to learn how to breathe. You're doing science because you're having to listen to sound waves. And it just goes on and on. And because of arts classes and giving students the opportunity to be involved, it helps build a bigger school. As I've always said, there's 3 A's in the school. There's athletics, there's academics, and the arts. And if you don't have one of those areas, then your school is not a complete school from top to bottom. And if you have complete arts programs in your schools, then your communities are going to be just as successful. My one goal in my entire career was always to give students an opportunity to belong. Every student in a school has a niche, and they're trying to find that niche to where they feel comfortable and how they can contribute to the school, but also make themselves a better person.
Tell us about how the pandemic has changed your outlook on the classroom or extracurricular activities, and what challenges and the benefits that go along with that.
I think the pandemic has taught us all it is kind of nice to slow down and, as they say, smell the flowers, because we've all slowed down and we've realized things that we really enjoy in our life, but we were not taking as much time to enjoy them. For someone like me who's been in education now in my 44th year, the pandemic, I became a technology dinosaur, because the programs that had been invented since I retired from teaching high school I knew nothing about, such as Google Classroom and Google Meets and all the things like a Zoom call. So having to go back and just learn those things from a very good media specialist at my elementary school who led me right through it with no problem, it's allowed me to now connect even more with parents and students that I'm still teaching. As I said, those programs had not even been invented. But I think that the pandemic has allowed us to just slow down and enjoy life, even though we'll all kind of admit we're ready to get back to that crazy whirlwind we all enjoy so much.
What advice would you give to our audience about how we can support public education as we all move forward through this pandemic together?
I think public education, I think we've all through the years heard the phrase, it takes a village, and it does. It takes a village to do everything. First, you've got to have parental support, and you've got to have good community support with businesses and organizations, like Wake Ed, who are there to help, and fill in the gaps when funding and stuff is not there. But I think it takes everybody in education. I came up with a theory many years ago when I was teaching, and it was called the SPA theory, S-P-A. And to be successful in any arts program or athletic program, or no matter what you're in, I thought of, for education, SPA. You've got to have student support. And if students are happy, they're going to tell their parents. And if parents are happy, then they're going to tell the administration. And there's your SPA, S-P-A. And that tells you right there that everybody's on the same page. You're all doing everything together. There's so many things you can do to get involved in education. I remember back many years ago when former Governor Jim Hunt, who's also been inducted on this cycle, was the governor of North Carolina in the 80s, and he would come to Broughton High School and he would tutor 1 day a week. That was part of his routine. And he came not as an elected official, He came as a parent to support the schools and be involved. And that's what we need today more than anything, is support all the way around the communities. I've had students who have gone on to become doctors, lawyers, own their own Chick-fil-A, start their own businesses, and they have learned through the arts programs what it takes. It takes that village, and then they give back to their own community in various places, regardless of where they're located. So it does take a village. It does take everybody to be involved. And when you do that, then every child, every student in a school, regardless if it's elementary, middle, or high school, has the opportunity to be successful and reach out and be good on their own career goals that they want to strive for. You're probably too young to remember Casey Kasem, who was a top 40 DJ. And one of Casey's big phrases was, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. And that's what I always tell students, that yeah, you might be a little discouraged because you weren't successful this time, but if you keep working at it, success will happen. And that's because of all the resources that are given to you.
What is one memory that comes to mind, or a story that comes to mind that would be your favorite?
My most favorite memory, and this is a very true story, in 2001, we took the Broughton Band to the World Music Contest in Geneva, Switzerland, and Kirkrade, Holland. When we were in Geneva, the actual festival was tomorrow. Well, tonight we were rehearsing what we were going to do, and part of our performance was playing the United States National Anthem. And we were in a park, and people had come out just to hear what it was all about, and we were playing the National Anthem, and a policeman walked up to me and arrested me for disturbing the peace. The funny part of the story is they put me in handcuffs, and they put me in the back of a police car, and my own mother was standing outside of the police car taking pictures of me in the police car, was not helping in any way. And of course it all got worked out. It was through the American Embassy and all. But that is probably my favorite story of all time, and I would do it again in a heartbeat.
I know you like to dress up in costumes. So what would be your favorite costume that you've done, or one that you're looking forward to?
Well, I guess I've become known at Underwood Elementary as the costume person, because I'm always dressing up on a birthday, or when a Star Wars movie might come out. It might be Darth Vader, and it just makes carpool more enjoyable, because carpool sometimes can be very hectic. And I guess my favorite one that I enjoy more than anything else is being the birthday bunny, which is a big pink birthday bunny. And if somebody's having a birthday in the school, whether it's a student or a faculty person, and I find out about it, we take the trusty old trumpet and we go up to the classroom without them knowing about it and play Happy Birthday, and the entire class sings. So it's just a way to connect with students and faculty people, and it just brightens their day. So it's probably the birthday bunny.